So, sorry if I sound a little less energetic because this is about my second and a half filming this video. So, I filmed one whole video. I went to go edit my video and the camera wasn't focused. So, it was horrid quality. So, I was like, now I have to redo a whole video. Now, I got a new video up and then I starting to react to it. I thought I was reacting to it, even though the whole beginning was all this big mess. And I was like, I can't edit this out. This is crazy. I cannot. So I had to restart again. So this is a big mess. I'm gonna hope my backdrop doesn't fall because it's probably will, knowing me. And my lighting is really bad because I don't have any shades, I guess, for them, like the correct ones. I have one, but it doesn't properly fit on them. So, very strong and shadowy. So, I might like, I don't know. So, let's get into the video.
Hidden Disney Secrets. It's been a tradition carried out for many years, and although never publicly acknowledged by Disney, most of us know that hidden in their animations are messages and hidden characters from previous films. Mickey the Mouse's silhouette is the most common. It's seen in almost every Disney film. Lady, Tramp, Jock, and Peg from Lady and the Tramp all appear quickly in 101
The backdrop's
Dalmatians.
gonna fall.
Monsters Inc. Sully can be seen carved into a piece of wood in Brave, and the witch is whittling the pizza truck from Toy Story, which also shows up in WALL-E, Cars, Bugs Life, Ratatouille, Monsters Inc., Up, and Finding Nemo. And speaking of Toy Story, the famous Pixar bull and Lotso the hugging bear can be seen in this scene from Up.
So
Do you also recognize this guy in Toy Story 3? If you do, that's because it's Sid from the first Toy Story. A lot of Disney favorites are also based on not-so-fairy tale stories, some of which are pretty dark. In the original story of The Little Mermaid, the prince falls in love with a different girl and leaves the Little Mermaid broken-hearted, so she tries to kill the prince so his blood can drip on her feet and turn her back into a mermaid. But she is unable to face this, so flings herself into the sea, dissolving into foam never to be seen again.
That's a dumb ending.
Likewise, the original Cinderella sees the stepsisters cut off their toes and heels to fit into the glass slipper to fool the prince. So Cinderella gets her magic birds to peck out their eyes as punishment, and even slams the lid of a chest on her stepmother's neck, killing her instantly. Another thought-to-be-dark reference happens in an episode of Disney's DuckTales that was aired in the 1980s. A poster on the wall reads, "Ask about Illuminati." Now, this by no means proves the Illuminati's existence, but is certainly strange. Some believe it's just a coincidence, and others believe Disney have some involvement with the believed Illuminati, saying it links up with Walt Disney's work with the FBI. There is also a funny message at the end of Frozen, where Disney includes a statement about Kristoff's belief that all men eat their own boogers, saying that Disney do not stand by what Kristoff said.
What?
Also, the code A113 appears somewhere in nearly every Disney Pixar movie ever made.
Wait.
Disney's
Disney
explanation
Pixar
for this
the
is
same?
that A113 is a room
I
where
didn't
many
know
of the
that.
animators who work on Disney films were
I
taught
did
their
not
first
know
year
that.
of
Disney
graphic design
Pixar?
and character animation.
I thought Pixar and Disney was a different company.
Music with subliminal meanings. Music is very influential,
knew that.
and there have long been rumors that messages are hidden in many songs using a technique called backmasking, when a perfectly harmless song is played backwards, revealing an often sinister message. It was popularized by the Beatles in the 1960s and was pretty common until an anti-backmasking legislation was issued by state and federal governments, brought forward by Christian groups
really cool.
accusing rock musicians
But that's kind of
of
dumb that they
backmasking
said they
for
couldn't do
satanic
that.
purposes. Over
Like
the
if it
years,
wasn't
many
dark or
examples have been
creepy,
revealed.
I guess.
For example, thrash metal band Slayer included at the start of the band's album Hell Awaits a deep backmasked voice chanting "Join Us" over and over
I don't
again.
like that.
Serial killer Richard Ramirez, on trial
I
in
feel scared
1988,
now.
stated that AC/DC's music, and specifically the song Night Prowler, inspired him to commit murder. There have been many more sinister messages in songs that some believe have caused disaster. In 1985, just 2 days before Christmas, two young men from Nevada shot themselves after listening to albums by heavy metal band Judas Priest. Their families were convinced that subliminal messages in the music drove the two men to attempt suicide.
Didn't they
the
do
alleged
it?
messages placed in the songs were "Let's be dead" and "Do it." The one surviving man said that prior to the shooting, they were listening to a song which he claims was a suicide message that compelled the two young men to shoot themselves. Not all messages are bad though. Pink Floyd have been known to put subliminal messages in their tracks, in particular a song called Empty Spaces. When listened to in reverse, it congratulates the listener on the discovery of the secret message. The Mona Lisa. Leonardo da Vinci's famous 16th century painting, the Mona Lisa, is probably one of the world's most recognizable pieces of art, but there is more to it than meets the eye. The portrait contains many hidden mysteries, secret messages, and ongoing theories surrounding it, and even the identity of the subject in the portrait is a mystery. It's believed Da Vinci used a method called the golden ratio for the piece, which is a complex mathematical calculation used in several of his works. Without getting too technical, the idea behind it is if it's used in art, the ratio will produce the proportions that are most pleasing to the human eye, producing a sense of beauty and balance, which could explain why people are so obsessed with it. Now, a lot of what Dan Brown claimed in his novel, The Da Vinci Code, has been debunked over the years, but in the right eye of the Mona Lisa are the letters LV, and in the left eye appear the letters CE or B. In the arch of the bridge in the background is either the number 72 or L and 2. Nobody knows what these letters and numbers are, although LV probably stands for Leonardo da Vinci, but the other symbols are still unexplained. Now, probably the most mysterious thing about the Mona Lisa is if you turn the painting on its side, it's said to show a series of other paintings within the original, apparently revealing a lion's head, an ape head, and a buffalo head.
Cool, I think.
And also, upside down, it reveals what people say is a question mark.
That's just how she's
So, what exactly Da Vinci's motive behind the painting and the messages surrounding it are unexplained. Maybe it's just people looking into things too much, but what we do know is that he sure was obsessed with the painting. It's said he carried it around with him for 4 years, adding bits here and there over that time, and what he finally settled on has become an incredibly iconic and priceless painting. Hidden codes in banknotes. In recent years, there have been reports of symbolic messages and secret codes in banknotes. The question is, have they deliberately been printed into the notes, or are people just looking into things too much?
In the US,
now, although there are a few secrets in other currencies, I'm just going to talk about the US dollar, as that is the currency people believe is hiding the most messages. Starting with the most famous believed message, by folding a 5, 10, 20, 50, or $100 bill in a certain way, and keeping the bills in order reveals the 5 episodes of the 9/11 tragedy. The Twin Towers still standing, one tower hit, both towers hit, the towers falling, then the towers destroyed, and if you flip the note over, you get the story of the Pentagon. It's also believed that the all-seeing eye above the topless pyramid on the back of the note is a Freemason symbol, suggesting the American society is secretly manipulated by a powerful group of people. And if you look on the base of the pyramid, the Roman numerals for 1776 appears, and this is the date the original Illuminati Society was formed. Beneath the numerals, the inscription Novus Ordo Seclorum can be seen, which is Latin and translates to the New Secular Order, which those who believe in the conspiracy theories behind it think it also means New World Order, which is often associated with the Illuminati.
That's crazy.
A less conspiracy hidden message is the clock tower that shows the time as 4:10 on the $100 bill. This is believed to be the time the designer of the bill caught the train after finishing work at 4 o'clock.
That's interesting. I think that's cool.
This next one is the story of Gary McKinnon, who hacked into NASA and the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency systems and revealed many hidden secrets and messages he discovered
it's probably
on
like
extraterrestrial life.
Now.
Gary claims that initially his intention was to try and prove the existence of UFOs and aliens, and his Asperger's syndrome is thought to have driven him to compulsively pursue his interest in UFOs. So, he downloaded a program that searched for computers that used the Windows operating system, scanned addresses and pinpointed users' names that had no passwords. After experimenting with several networks, he found himself in the US Space Command, and for the next 7 years, Gary snooped around the files, hacking into around 97 military and NASA computers. He said he uncovered a list of officers' names that were not registered anywhere else and were under the heading non-terrestrial officers. After looking this up, he believes they are not little green men or aliens, but it means they are not Earth-based officers. He also found a list of fleet-to-fleet transfers and a list of ship names. After looking them up, they didn't belong to the US Navy, and he believes they were some kind of outer spaceships.
That's crazy.
Gary became so hooked on snooping, he even gave up his job and hacked into internal court martial reports that revealed soldiers who had raped, murdered, and misused drugs. All of this information was highly classified and has never been released to the public. Then, when searching one day, he found what he'd been looking for, the Disclosure Project, a document with 400 testimonials from very credible witnesses such as air traffic controllers to nuclear missile technicians. There was talk of reverse engineering from captured and destroyed alien craft.
They say that,
and he found information on a NASA photographic
aliens
expert
are actually
who
us
regularly
in the
airbrushes
future.
out images of UFOs from
it's
satellite
us going
images
back in time. That's
before
what they
releasing
say.
them to the public. Due to the incredibly slow internet, he only managed to load one photograph that apparently showed a cigar-shaped object hovering above the Earth's hemisphere. Gary believes it was either a UFO or a very strange satellite.
And
he stopped snooping for a while after accidentally deleting a government file,
but it could be us
but the
in the
draw
future,
and excitement of hacking resumed when he heard about DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, a semi-secret agency that explores the world between science and war.
Even though it's just us
Gary
in the
had
future.
heard that DARPA had invented a robot soldier and wanted to find evidence of this. He claims he found details of an autonomous machine that was acting out military training, maybe as a replacement for human bomb disposal and frontline soldiers. In 2002, Gary was finally caught and arrested under the Computer Misuse Act. The US wanted to extradite him and would have sentenced him to 70 years in a maximum security prison. But for over 10 years, Gary fought the extradition order until in 2012, the UK blocked extradition to the US, saying it would be incompatible with his human rights. There is no denying that Gary did hack into the systems, and we can only take his word for what he witnessed.
So, bye guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's interesting, kind of deep talk, I guess you could say. I enjoyed it. We should do that every once in a while, if I keep uploading cuts. It takes a long time to edit, and I get frustrated when I do it, because, like earlier, how I had to do this almost 3 times. Yeah, that really frustrated me, but I hope you enjoyed. Bye.